The rain hammered the chapel roof like accusations from the sky, each drop a reminder that nothing in Willow Creek, Ohio, ever stayed buried for long. Alex Harper stood frozen at the edge of the parking lot, his black umbrella trembling in his grip, as the mourners filed inside without a backward glance, his own family leading the charge. He wasn't invited. Hell, he was explicitly uninvited, the email from his aunt still burning in his pocket like a scarlet letter. Your lifestyle doesn't align with the values we're honoring today. Alex's heart twisted sharper than the wind whipping through the cemetery oaks. Grandma Eleanor had been the one constant in his fractured world, the woman who'd baked apple pies with rainbow sprinkles just for him and whispered, "Love isn't a sin, sugar. It's the only miracle worth chasing." Now, at 68, she'd slipped away from a quiet heart attack in her sunlit kitchen, leaving behind a family too choked by their own hypocrisies to let her grandson grieve. He edged closer, boots sinking into the mud, peering through the stained glass window like a ghost haunting his own life. Inside, Uncle Ray droned on about faith and family, his voice a gravelly shield against the truth. Alex's fingers itched for the door, but the bouncer, hired muscle from the local VFW, no doubt, loomed by the entrance, arms crossed like a verdict. That's when the lights flickered, and the projector hummed to life at the altar. No one had planned it. Aunt Lydia's gasp echoed through the pews as the screen glowed with Eleanor's face, her silver hair pinned just so, eyes twinkling with that mischievous spark Alex knew too well. "If you're seeing this," her recorded voice crackled, warm as fresh cider, "I've gone on to that big quilting bee in the sky. But before I do, there's unfinished business, and it starts with you, Ray." The chapel fell silent, save for the rain's relentless tattoo. Alex pressed his forehead to the cold glass, breath fogging his view, as his grandmother's words began to unravel the tidy lies his family had stitched together for decades. Eleanor's video wasn't some sweet montage of vacations and holidays. It was a reckoning, sharp as the quilt shears she'd wielded in her sewing room. "Ray," she continued, her image leaning forward as if she could reach through the screen and shake him. "You think you've got this all figured out, protecting the family name, keeping things proper. But proper ain't what God intended when he made us all in his image, messy and loving and unafraid." Uncle Ray shifted in the front row, his broad shoulders hunching under the weight of a suit 2 sizes too small, face reddening like overripe tomatoes from the garden Eleanor used to tend. Alex's pulse thrummed against his temples. He hadn't spoken to Ray in 2 years, not since the blowout at Thanksgiving where his uncle had slammed his fist on the table, veins bulging, and spat, "You're choosing that abomination over blood." Alex had walked out into the November chill, the screen door slapping shut like a guillotine. Now, watching from the shadows, he felt a twisted pity for the man who'd raised him after his parents' car wreck when he was 12. Pity laced with the old rage that had kept him up nights, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. The video cut to a close-up of Eleanor's hands, gnarled but steady, holding a faded Polaroid. "This here's me and your daddy, Ray, my brother, your pa, back in '68, hitchhiking through San Francisco. We weren't just sightseeing. We were running from the draft, from small-town eyes that judged every step. And in that fog-shrouded city, your pa met someone, a man named Theo. They loved fierce, like only outcasts can." Gasps rippled through the congregation, cousins, aunts, the nosy widow from down the street clutching her pearls as if they'd choke the scandal. Ray bolted upright, chair scraping like nails on chalkboard. "Turn it off. This is blasphemy, Mom, what the hell?" But Lydia, his own sister, placed a trembling hand on his arm, her eyes wide with something like recognition. Alex's breath caught. He'd always sensed fractures in the family lore, whispers about Grandpa Harlan's long business trips that left Eleanor raising Ray alone. But this was dynamite in a prayer book. Eleanor's laugh tinkled through the speakers, light but unyielding. "Blasphemy? No, son. Truth. Your pa wrote me letters, burned most of 'em, but I kept a few. Theo was his heart, and when the world said it was wrong, Harlan chose silence over losing him. He came home, married me out of duty, gave you life. But that love? It shaped him, made him kinder in the quiet ways. And it shaped you too, even if you fight it." The screen faded to black for a beat, then bloomed with home movie footage. Grainy Super 8 of a young Ray, maybe 10, chasing fireflies in the backyard while Eleanor and Harlan watched from the porch swing. Harlan's arms slung casual around her shoulders, but his gaze distant, longing. Outside, Alex slid down the wall, umbrella forgotten, rain soaking his shirt to the skin. His phone buzzed, a text from his best friend, Jordan. Dude, the whole town's talking. Video went viral on the church Facebook. You okay? Jordan, with his easy grin and unshakable loyalty, the one who'd held Alex through his first heartbreak with bad rom-coms and pepperoni pizza. They'd met at a pride rally in Columbus 3 years back, two small-town queers punching above their weight. Alex thumbed a quick, "Not yet," before pocketing it, his mind reeling. If Grandpa had hidden a love like that, what did it mean for Ray's iron-fisted homophobia? For the band that kept Alex exiled? Inside, the murmurs swelled to a roar. Cousin Mia, the golden child with her perfect husband and 2.5 kids, stood frozen, her manicured nails digging into her program's edge. She'd been the one to like Alex's Instagram posts from afar, subtle rainbows in his coffee art at the local cafe, but never spoken up when Ray cut him off. Now, her face crumpled, tears carving tracks through her makeup. "Aunt Ellie, why now?" she whispered, but the video wasn't done. "Alex," Eleanor's voice softened, pulling every head toward the window as if they could sense him there. "My boy, if you're watching, and I pray you are, know that I saw you, all of you, from the day you told me about that first boy in high school. You think you're alone in this fight? You're not. This family's built on secrets thicker than Ohio clay. Ray, you listen, that anger you carry? It's not righteousness. It's fear. Fear of what you might feel if you let the walls crack." Ray's face drained of color, his mouth opening and closing like a landed trout. The projector whirred on, splicing in clips of Alex. Birthday cakes with "Proud of You" scrawled in frosting, Eleanor's arm around his shoulders at his college graduation, her whisper in his ear, "You're my legacy, kiddo." Alex choked on a sob, the sound lost to the storm. He'd driven 4 hours from his tiny apartment in Cincinnati, steeling himself for rejection, only to find this. A posthumous lifeline from the woman who'd taught him to quilt his wounds into something beautiful. But as the chapel doors burst open, Ray storming out with fists clenched, Alex realized the video wasn't absolution. It was ignition, and the fire was spreading. Ray's boots pounded the gravel, splashing puddles that mirrored his fury. He spotted Alex immediately, a silhouette against the chapel's glow, and charged like a bull sighting red. "You? This is your doing, isn't it? Poisoning her mind with your filth." Spittle flew, mixing with rain, as Ray loomed over him. The man who'd once tossed a baseball with Alex under summer stars, now a stranger warped by shame. Alex rose slowly, water streaming down his face, masking the tears. "Grandma did this, Uncle. Not me. She saw through you, all of us." His voice cracked, but he held Ray's gaze, green eyes to stormy gray, the boy he'd been warring with the man he'd become. Ray laughed, bitter and broken. "Saw through me? She pitted me, like she pitted you. That video, it's a lie, some trick to drag us all down." But his eyes darted, betraying the lie. Alex caught it, that flicker of something raw, guilt, recognition. The air between them crackled, heavier than the thunder rolling in from Lake Erie. From the doorway, Lydia called out, her voice slicing the tension. "Ray, come back. Mom's not done." She held up her phone. The video paused on a frame of young Harlan and Theo, arms linked under Golden Gate fog. Reluctantly, Ray turned, but not before hissing at Alex, "Stay the hell away. You're not family." The words landed like punches, but Alex didn't flinch. Not this time. As the doors swung shut, Jordan's car pulled up, headlights cutting the downpour. His friend hopped out, umbrella in one hand, a thermos of coffee in the other. Heard the drama on the scanner. Church folk calling it the devil's slideshow. "Get in, man. We've got a funeral to crash properly." Alex managed a watery smile, climbing into the passenger seat. Jordan squeezed his shoulder, a silent promise amid the chaos. But as they idled, watching Ray's silhouette re-enter the fray, Alex wondered, what other ghosts was Grandma about to raise? The video resumed inside, Eleanor's voice steady as a hymn. "Now, Lydia, my girl, with your smiles that hide the storms. You married Tom thinking it'd fix what you felt for Sarah in nursing school. But love don't get fixed, it gets honored. Lydia's hand flew to her mouth, Tom's arm dropping from around her like it had been scalded. The congregation erupted, whispers turning to shouts, a Bible thumping to the floor in protest. Outside, Alex and Jordan listened through the cracked window, the revelations piling like storm debris. Mia's turn came next. And you, sweet Mia, with your Pinterest-perfect life. That girl's trip to Provincetown last summer? It wasn't just wine tasting. Own your heart, child, before it owns you. Mia buried her face in her hands, sobs shaking her frame. Jordan whistled low. Your grandma was a badass, dropping truth bombs from beyond the grave. Alex nodded, a fierce pride swelling despite the ache. But pride warred with dread. These secrets weren't just personal. They were tectonic, shifting the ground under Willow Creek's pious facade. As the video looped to its close, forgive, family. Love loud. And Alex? Come home when you're ready. Doors always open. The chapel lights dimmed, plunging the mourners into twilight. Ray emerged again, this time alone, his steps faltering. He stopped short of Alex's car, rain plastering his hair, looking every bit the lost boy from those old films. She knew, he muttered, voice hoarse. About Dad. About everything. Alex rolled down the window, heart pounding. Yeah, she knew. Question is, what do you do with it now? Ray's jaw worked, silence stretching taut as a bowstring. Then, in a voice barely above the rain, I don't know, kid. But maybe we talk. After. He turned away, vanishing into the lot, leaving Alex staring at the empty space. Jordan gunned the engine. Holy plot twist. Your uncle's cracking. But Alex's mind raced ahead, to the wake at the house, the inevitable confrontations, the love he'd buried under layers of resentment. Grandma's video had cracked the dam, but the flood? That was just beginning. The Harper house on Elm Street hadn't changed since Alex was a kid. Wraparound porch sagging under Virginia creeper. The swing where Eleanor would read him fairy tales with queer undertones. Knights who kissed instead of clashed swords. Now, it loomed under sodium lamps, cars crammed along the curb like reluctant confessions. Jordan parked at the alley, giving Alex an out. You sure? I can play getaway driver. Alex gripped the door handle, knuckles white. No. This ends tonight. Or starts, I guess. He stepped into the drizzle, the wake's murmur spilling out like smoke from the open windows. Laughter mingled with sniffles, the awkward alchemy of grief. He slipped in through the back door, past the kitchen where pies cooled on racks. Eleanor's recipe, no doubt, a final act of care from some well-meaning cousin. The living room swelled with bodies, distant relatives in starched collars, neighbors clutching casseroles, the pastor nursing a flask-disguised flask. No one noticed Alex at first, huddled in the corner by the quilt rack, Eleanor's last project, a patchwork of fabrics from family milestones, including a swatch from Alex's prom tie, the one he'd worn with a boy on his arm. Ray held court by the fireplace, retelling sanitized stories of Eleanor's devout life, but his voice lacked conviction, eyes flicking to the TV where the video looped on mute. Mia spotted him first, weaving through the crowd with a plastic cup of punch sloshing. Her eyeliner smudged, but her hug was fierce, pulling him close. Alex, God, I'm sorry. For everything. She pulled back, searching his face. That video. It gutted me. Provincetown. How did she know? Alex shrugged, throat tight. Grandma saw people. Really saw. Mia's lips quivered, and she glanced at her husband, Ben, who hovered awkwardly, pretending to study a photo album. Ben and I, we're working on it. Open marriage, or something. But it's scary, you know? What people think. Scary or hiding it, Alex said softly, echoing Eleanor's wisdom. Mia nodded, squeezing his arm before melting back into the throng, leaving him adrift. Jordan materialized at his elbow, snagging 2 lemon bars from a tray. Scout's honor. These are weaponized nostalgia. He handed one over, his presence a buoy in the sea of strained faces. They'd bonded over shared scars, Jordan's evangelical upbringing, the disownment at 17. But tonight, even he looked tense, scanning for threats. Lydia approached next, her heels clicking like Morse code. Alex, honey. She enveloped him in Chanel number 5 and regret, holding on longer than polite. Tom's outside, smoking. We need to unpack this. Her eyes, so like Eleanor's, brimmed. I loved Sarah. Still do, in dreams. But life, kids, the church, it boxed me in. Alex pulled her to the sunroom, away from prying ears, Jordan standing sentry. Why ban me then? If you knew what it felt like. She winced. Ray. He convinced us it was protecting Mom's memory. But it was him protecting his own ghosts. A beat. Then, stay for the reading of the will? Tomorrow morning. She left instructions. He hesitated, the old wounds pulsing. But Eleanor's face on that screen, defiant, loving, tipped the scale. Okay. The night wore on in fits. Forced toasts to the matriarch, whispers behind hands about that spectacle. Ray avoided him, but Alex caught him staring from the mantel, expression unreadable. When the crowd thinned, Alex wandered upstairs to Eleanor's room, unchanged, lavender sachets, Bible on the nightstand dog-eared at Corinthians. He sank onto the bed, fingers tracing the quilt stitches, each one a story. A creak on the stairs, Jordan, then Mia, then Lydia, gathering like conspirators. Group therapy? Jordan quipped, but his eyes were serious. They talked in hushed tones. Mia's terror of losing her kids in a custody war, Lydia's quiet divorce plans, Jordan sharing his own therapy breakthroughs. Alex opened up about Mark. The ex who'd ghosted after coming out went public, leaving him questioning every "I love you." Ray's shadow fell across the threshold. Room for one more? The words hung, vulnerable. They shifted, making space on the quilt's edge. He sat heavy, hands clasped. Dad's letters. Mom showed me one, years ago. I burned it. Thought it'd erase the shame. His voice broke. Seeing you, Alex, happy out, it stirred it up. Made me hate what I couldn't face. The room held its breath. Alex met his gaze. Hate's heavy, uncle. What if you let it go? Ray exhaled, long and ragged. Maybe. With time. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. Just a crack in the armor. Downstairs, the last guests departed, leaving the house echoing. Alex crashed on the couch, Jordan beside him, their hands brushing in the dark, a platonic anchor. Sleep came fitful, dreams of videos unspooling secrets like thread from a bobbin. Morning brought coffee and the lawyer, Mr. Hargrove, a bespectacled relic with a briefcase full of envelopes. They gathered in the dining room, tension thick as gravy. Hargrove cleared his throat. Eleanor was explicit. The video was prelude. The will. It's conditional. He slid a tablet across, playback cued. Eleanor's face again, serene in a linen blouse. Family, you've heard the truths. Now, the choices. The house, the savings, it's all Alex's, if he forgives and rebuilds with you. Refuse? It goes to charity, the local LGBTQ center. Ray's fork clattered. Blackmail? From her deathbed? Love, Ray. Eleanor chided from the screen. Tough love. Then, to Alex alone. You're the heart of us, boy. But don't carry it alone. The room exploded. Mia pleading, Lydia nodding fierce agreement, Ray storming to the window. Alex sat stunned, the weight of inheritance not in dollars, but in mending. I accept, but on my terms. No more bans, no more whispers. We face it together, or not at all. Ray turned, face ashen. You'd throw it away? For spite. For healing, Alex countered. Grandma's way. A standoff, the lawyer fidgeting. Then Mia's voice. I'm in. Lydia, me too. Jordan, from the corner. Duh. Ray's shoulders slumped. Fine. Damn it, fine. Not enthusiastic, but a start. As Hargrove notarized, Alex felt the shift, a family fracturing and reforming, raw edges exposed. But outside, a pickup rumbled up, tires crunching gravel. Ben, Mia's husband, hopped out, face thunderous, clutching a printout of the video transcript. We need to talk, he bellowed, bursting in. This ends now. The fragile piece shattered like the vase Ray knocked over in his haste to intervene. Ben waved the papers. You think you can out me? Ruin my life because your granny had a vendetta? No. Mia hadn't told him everything, and now the secrets spilled wider. Alex stepped forward, voice steady. No vendetta, just truth. And yours is safe with us, if you let it be. Ben's eyes darted, fury masking fear. Truth? This is poison. But as Mia reached for him, sobbing, something cracked in his posture. I knew about Provincetown. Hell, I encouraged it. But the church board. The men froze. Ben, deacon at First Baptist, entangled in his wife's bisexuality. Ray barked a laugh, incredulous. Pot, kettle, brother-in-law. Chaos reigned, accusations flying, doors slamming. Jordan pulled Alex aside. This is Nitro. You okay? Barely. But beneath the storm, Alex glimpsed potential, a web of hidden hearts, all queer in their ways, bound by Eleanor's unyielding light. Ben stormed out, but not before Mia slipped a note into his pocket. Come back. We fixed this. The house settled into uneasy quiet, the will signed, the inheritance Alex's burden and boon. As night fell again, he and Jordan walked the backyard, fireflies winking like conspirators. Think we can pull this off? Alex asked. Jordan grinned, slinging an arm around him. With your grandma's ghost army? Hell yeah. But in the shadows of the tool shed, Ray lingered, phone to ear, voice low. Yeah, it's bad. But I need advice. From you. Click. Alex didn't catch the rest, but the tone, pleading, intimate, hinted at depths yet unplumbed. Another twist in the unraveling. Dawn painted Willow Creek in hesitant gold, the kind that promised renewal but delivered fog. Alex woke to the smell of bacon, Lydia in the kitchen flipping strips with mechanical precision, her nightgown rumpled, eyes puffy from tears or lack of sleep. Eat, she said, sliding a plate over. Lawyer said the paperwork's filed. House is yours, ours, if we make it work. He poked at the eggs, appetite lost to the churn in his gut. What about Ben? He didn't come back. She sighed, sinking into a chair. Give him time. Men like him. Us. Build walls high. Us. The word hung, an olive branch wrapped in wire. Alex nodded, but his mind snagged on Ray's midnight call. Who was on the other end? A lover? A confidant? The video had cracked the facade, but Eleanor's secrets ran deeper, like roots under frost. Jordan emerged yawning, hair a riot. Smells like truce in here. He poured coffee, black as his humor. So what's the play? Turn this into a queer commune. Laughter bubbled, fragile but real. Mia joined them, phone in hand. Ben texted. He's at a motel, thinking. But he wants to meet. Neutral ground, the diner. Her voice wavered. Alex, will you come? Moral support. Always. The word slipped easy, a reflex from years of being the outcast turned ally. They piled into Lydia's minivan, the drive to Millie's diner a minefield of small talk. Weather, Eleanor's roses needing pruning, skirting the chasms. Millie's was a time capsule. Vinyl booths cracked like old skin, jukebox crooning Patsy Cline. Ben sat in the corner, nursing coffee, face haggard under the fluorescent buzz. He looked up as they approached, gaze locking on Mia. Sit. No warmth, but no venom. They ordered pancakes for Mia, nothing for the rest, and dove in. The video, Ben started, voice low. It's everywhere. Church elders called an emergency meeting. If they find out about us. He trailed, glancing at Alex as if he were the arsonist. Mia reached for his hand. Then we tell them. Together. No more hiding. Ben pulled away. Easy for you. You're not the one preaching sermons on Sundays. Bitterness edged his tone, but beneath it, exhaustion. Alex leaned in. Preaching's just words, Ben. Living's the sermon. Grandma taught me that. Show him love, not lectures. Ben's laugh was hollow. Your grandma. The saint who outed half the county from the grave. But his eyes softened, flicking to Ray's empty chair. Where's the prodigal uncle? Home, Lydia said curtly. Sulking. The conversation looped. Fears of scandal, lost jobs, splintered faith. Jordan cracked wise. Hey, at least the potluck'll have better gossip, easing the knot. By plates cleared, Ben nodded. Okay, we try counseling. Family first. He kissed Mia's forehead, tentative, then nodded to Alex. Thanks, kid, for not rubbing it in. As they filed out, Alex's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Voicemail. Alex, it's Ray. Meet me at the old mill, noon. Alone. Got something to show you. Click. Chills prickled despite the sun. Jordan raised a brow. Trouble. Or truth. Alex pocketed it, the pull of curiosity stronger than caution. The mill squatted by the creek, a relic from Willow Creek's textile heyday, vines choking its bricks like guilty hands. Ray waited on the loading dock, a cardboard box at his feet, face shadowed by a ball cap. You came. Curious. Alex approached slow, hands visible. What's this? Ray kicked the box open. Inside, letters, yellowed envelopes bundled with twine, photos curling at edges. Dad's stash. Mom gave it to me after the video. Said it was time. He pulled a stack, Harlan's script shaky but bold. Theo. They met at a protest. Anti-war, 68. Wrote for years after Harlan came home. Coded stuff, like the bridge waits for longing. Alex knelt, fingers reverent on the paper. One photo, Harlan and Theo, young and grinning. Arms slung casual but electric. He loved him. Really loved. Ray nodded, throat bobbing. And hid it. For me. For Mom. He sank onto the dock, legs dangling over the water. Seeing that video, it broke something. Made me remember pushing you away, like Dad pushed himself. Alex sat beside him, the wood creaking under their weight. Why the phone call last night? Sounded personal. Ray stiffened, then deflated. Old friend. From college. We experimented. Once. Buried it deep. The admission hung, a bridge extended. Doesn't make me gay, Alex. But it makes me human. Scared. Scared's okay, Alex said, voice steady. As long as it doesn't hurt others. They sat in silence, the creek murmuring secrets of its own. Ray handed him a letter addressed to My Shadow, Theo's pet name for Harlan. Read it. Then burn it, if you want. Or keep it. Your call. Alex did, words blurring with tears. Pleas for reunion, forgiveness for silence, a love enduring distance. He never forgot. No. Ray's hand landed on Alex's shoulder, heavy but not crushing. Neither will I. Back at the house, the afternoon unfolded in uneasy domesticity. Weeding Eleanor's garden, stories swapped over sandwiches. Mia and Ben arrived, tentative but together, announcing couples therapy. Lydia confessed her nursing school fling over iced tea, the group absorbing it like communion wine. But evening brought the storm, literal and figurative. Thunder rumbled as the pastor, Reverend Klein, pounded on the door, flanked by deacons, faces etched with righteous fury. Harper, we demand a word. That abomination your mother unleashed. It's dividing the flock. Ray answered, blocking the threshold. Reverend, come in, if you're here to listen. Klein bristled. Listen? To heresy? Your father's sins, your sister's delusions. It's a coven, not a family. Ben stepped forward, voice calm. Sins? Or just lives? Eleanor's will stand. Love or nothing. The Reverend's eyes narrowed on Alex. Venomous. You. The spark. Leave this town, boy, before you corrupt more. Alex met his stare, Eleanor's fire in his veins. Corrupt? Or free? Your choice, Reverend. The standoff teetered, deacons shifting. Then Mia, soft but steel. We're done hiding. Join us in grace. Or go. Klein recoiled, sputtering scripture, but Ray's quiet, enough, cut through. This is our home. Our truth. Good night. The door shut, locks clicking like finality. Inside, cheers erupted, hugs fierce and fumbling. Jordan hooped. Take that, fire and brimstone. But Alex caught Ray's eye, gratitude, mingled with fear. The call, the letters. Ray was teetering on his own edge. Night deepened, the group dispersing to rooms. Alex lay awake, Harlan's letter under his pillow, mind a whirl. Footsteps padded down the hall. Ray, pausing at his door. Can't sleep? Nope. Alex sat up. You? Ray entered, perching on the bed's foot. That call. It wasn't just reminiscing. He's coming here. Theo. Alive. 84, but sharp. Wants to say goodbye to Dad's memory, properly. Alex's breath hitched. Holy. Yeah. Ray rubbed his neck. Scared shitless. But Mom would have wanted it. The revelation settled, a new layer to the mosaic. As thunder growled distant, Alex felt the story's pulse quicken, not just grief, but genesis. Theo arrived on a greyhound that wheezed into the station like a relic from another era, dust from the highway clinging to his tweed jacket. Alex and Ray waited on the bench, the air thick with August humidity and unspoken nerves. Theo stepped off, tall and lean, silver hair cropped military short, eyes blue as cornflowers under brows like storm clouds. 84 looked good on him, posture straight, a duffel slung easy over one shoulder. Harlan's boy, he said, spotting Ray, voice gravel wrapped in velvet. No handshake, a hug, brief but bone deep. Then his gaze shifted to Alex. And you must be the grandson stirring pots from beyond. Eleanor wrote, bragged, really. Ray flushed. Theo. This is Alex. Theo clasped Alex's hand, grip firm. Pleasure. Heard you're the one with spine in this clan. A wink, disarming. They drove to the house in loaded silence, Theo peering out at Willow Creek's faded storefronts. Nothing changes here. Harlan always said it held him like quicksand. At the house, the family assembled on the porch. Lydia with lemonade, Mia and Ben hand in clasped, Jordan manning the grill like a sentinel. Introductions crackled, Theo's charm a balm, stories flowing like the creek after rain. Your pa and I, protests, poetry slams in basements. He quoted Whitman like scripture. Laughter rippled, easing the edges. But under it, glances darted, Ray's hand twitching for a beer he didn't pour. Dinner stretched long, fireflies dancing as plates cleared. Theo pulled a flask from his duffel, Harlan's recipe, Applejack, passing it round. To secrets kept and spilled. Toasts clinked, but Ray demurred, face tight. Later, as stars pricked the sky, Theo and Ray wandered to the backyard oak, the one Harlan had carved initials into, H&T, faint but enduring. Alex watched from the swing, Jordan beside him. Think Uncle Dearest'll crack. He's cracking already. Alex sipped lemonade, tart on his tongue. Theo's the hammer. Inside, Lydia cornered Alex. This man's a ghost. What if it breaks Ray? Or mends him? But doubt gnawed. Ray's eyes held shadows deeper than nostalgia. Theo stayed 3 days, a whirlwind of walks and whittling, carving tiny protest signs from scrap wood, gifting them like talismans. He and Mia bonded over bisexuality's gray areas, Lydia over lost loves. Ben grilled him on theology, Theo countering with God's bigger than your book, son. But Ray withdrew, tinkering in the garage, emerging only for meals. On the third night, voices rose, Ray's baritone clashing with Theo's calm. Alex hovered at the door, eavesdropping. You left him, Ray accused. Wrote letters, then vanished. Theo's sigh carried. Your pa chose this life. I chose mine, freedom, but lonely. Regret's a bitch, Ray. Don't borrow it. I chose to. Ray's voice cracked. Married, kids, church. For family. And lost yourself. Theo's tone gentled. Like father, like son. Silence, then a sob. Ray's, raw and wrenching. Alex backed away, heart aching, giving space. Morning brought departure. Theo at the door, duffel packed. Hugs all around, his for Ray lingering. Right this time. No codes. A nod, profound. As the bus pulled away, Ray turned to the group, eyes red-rimmed. He was right. I've been lying. Not just to you. To me. The porch held still. College, that friend? It wasn't once. It was more. And after Dad died, I shut it down. Hard. Lydia gasped soft. Ray. He pressed on. Seeing Alex, out, proud, it terrified me. Because it called to something I buried. Gaze on Alex. I'm sorry. For the band, the hate. I was scared of my own reflection. Alex crossed the boards, clasping his uncle's arm. Welcome to the club. Scared's where we start. The group converged, a tangle of limbs and tears. Forgiveness messy, real. Jordan quipped, group hug o'clock, lightening the load. But twists lingered. That afternoon, a letter arrived, certified, from Reverend Klein. Family meeting revoked. Your guest confirmed suspicions. Excommunication proceedings commence. Attached, a blurry photo of Theo and Ray by the oak, time-stamped. Panic flickered. Ben paled. The board they spied. Ray crumpled it. Let M. I'm done running. Strength rippled through them, but Alex sensed undercurrents. Late that night, his phone lit. Mark, the ex, saw the video. In town for a story. Coffee. Heart stuttered. Mark, charming reporter, who'd bailed when fame loomed. Why now? Missed the plot twist. A pause. You. Alex agreed, meeting at the diner under neon glow. Mark looked older, lines etched from city stress, but his smile still disarmed. That video brave. Like you. Grandma's brave. Coffee steamed between them, thawing old ice. Mark confessed, fear of his byline tying to the gay funeral drama. Coward move. Can we retry? Alex searched his face, weighing. Maybe. Slow. Kisses? No. Just hands touching across Formica. Tentative. Hope. Fragile. Home brought Ray pacing. Klein's rallying a protest for the funeral redo tomorrow. Purity service, he calls it. Outrage boiled. We counter, Mia said. Our way. Plans hatched. A vigil, rainbows and quilts, Eleanor's legacy loud. But as they prepped signs, love wins, even in death. Alex's phone buzzed again. Jordan, frantic. Dude, Mia's car vandalized. Slurs carved in the hood. Sabotage. The town's underbelly rearing, claws out. The vandals' work gleamed ugly under porch light. Fags out, etched deep into Mia's Subaru, paint flaking like scabbed skin. Ben traced it with trembling fingers, fury warring with fear. Kids? Or Klein's zealots? Doesn't matter, Ray growled, grabbing keys. I'm calling the sheriff. Alex knelt, snapping photos for evidence, stomach churning. Willow Creek had always simmered. Glances at Pride stickers, murmurs at the cafe, but this? Escalation, post-video fallout. Jordan paced, fists clenched. We fight fire with quilts. Lydia emerged with coffee, face set. Vigil still on. Stronger. Dawn broke on slashed tires and boarded windows elsewhere. The community center's rainbow flag torn, a brick through the diner's LGBTQ-friendly sign. Whispers confirmed, Klein's flock, defending sanctity. The sheriff, a Klein crony, shrugged it off. Pranks, folks. Move on. By noon, the town square buzzed tense. Protesters massing by the gazebo, crosses aloft, chants of repent, echoing off courthouse bricks. Counterlines formed, locals, out-of-towners alerted by viral shares, holding Eleanor's quilts like shields, signs reading Grandma's Grace Your Hate. Alex stood front, Jordan at his side, Ray surprisingly steady beside them. Mia and Ben linked arms, Lydia distributing water. Theo had texted from the road. Proud. Channel Harlan. The air crackled, megaphones blaring scripture versus stories. A lesbian teacher sharing her firing. A trans teen's plea for safety. Klein mounted steps, Bible raised. This perversion ends. Eleanor Harper's soul weeps. Ray stepped forward, voice amplified by a borrowed bullhorn. No, Reverend. Mom's laughing. She taught love, not lines and sand. Murmurs swelled, heads turned. Klein sneered. You defiler's son. Your father's shame stains us all. Ray didn't flinch. My father's love. And mine. It's time. He turned to Alex, public as prayer. I love you, nephew. As family. As kin in ways I denied. The square hushed, then erupted. Cheers from allies, boos from foes. Alex's throat closed, tears hot. Love you too, uncle. Hugs amid the throng, a human barricade. But chaos crested, a scuffle at the edges, eggs flying, a protester lunging with a signpost. Ben shielded Mia, taking a gash to the arm. Sirens wailed distant, but Jordan yanked Alex back as fists flew. Not worth it. Sheriff arrived, dispersing with batons and bluster, arrests light on the faithful side. Bruised but unbroken, the vigilists regrouped at the house, tending wounds with peroxide and pie. Ben got stitches, joking, battle scar for the cause. Night fell heavy, adrenaline crashing to doubt. Alex found Ray on the porch, flask in hand, Theo's Applejack. That was out there. Ray nodded. Felt right. First time in years. A beat. Mark called me. Your ex said he's sticking around for you. Alex startled. You talked. Advised against assholes. But he seems sorry. Ray's eyes twinkled, Eleanor's mischief. Sleep evaded, Alex texting Mark. Square was wild. You see. Filming it. Proud of you. A photo attached. Alex mid-hug with Ray, candid and captured. Morning brought uneasy truce. Klein's protest fizzling under media glare. National outlets picking up, Ohio funeral uproar. Donations poured to the LGBTQ Center. Eleanor's charity clause fulfilled in spirit. But personal tides turned. Lydia announced divorce papers filed, Sarah's number saved. Time to quilt my own life. Mia and Ben planned a trip, exploring, openly. Ray, emboldened, started a support group, Shadows to Light, for closeted elders. First meeting, him, solo, but hopeful. Alex and Mark met daily. Walks, talks, rebuilding brick by brick. No rush. Emotions simmered, deep as the creek. Jordan teased, love triangle? Nah, square, with quilts. Yet a shadow loomed. A letter in Eleanor's effects, unsealed, to Alex. My boy, if the video wasn't enough, this is the key. Your pa, my son-in-law, had a brother. Twin. Gave you up at birth. Name's Elias. Lives in Chicago. Find him. Family circle. Stunned, Alex traced the script. A twin? Secrets upon secrets. Grandma. He booked a train, Mark offering to drive. Road trip. Yeah. Excitement laced nerves. Chicago gleamed promise. Big city, new starts. The drive north blurred interstates and diners. Mark's hand on his knee a steadying warmth. Scared. Terrified. What if he rejects? Then he's missing out. Mark's squeeze said more. Chicago swallowed them. Loop's hustle. Lake Michigan's vast blue. Elias Harper, now Ellis Hart, per records, ran a bookstore in Wrigleyville, shelves groaning with queer lit and mysteries. Alex paused at the door, bell tinkling like fate. Ellis looked up, mid-40s, mirror to Alex's features, green eyes, châtain hair, a hesitant smile. Help you? Alex swallowed. I'm your brother. Half. Alex. Time stretched, then Ellis's face crumpled. Mom mentioned, but I thought myth. Hugs followed, awkward then anchoring. Stories spilled over espresso. Ellis's adoption, closeted youth, coming out at 30, now partnered with a barista named Kai. Eleanor wrote once. Said to wait for the sign. The video, Alex breathed. It was. Ellis nodded, tears shining. Welcome home. Back in Willow Creek, integrations wove. Ellis visiting, Kai's wry humor fitting seamless. Ray bonded with him over carpentry, Lydia hosted brunches. But climax brewed. Klein, cornered by lawsuits from vandalism, called a reconciliation service, trap or truce. The family attended, packed pews electric. Klein preached olive branches, but his eyes on Ray screamed challenge. Post-sermon, confrontation. Confess, Harper. Cleanse. Ray stood tall. Confession? I love my family. All of it. That's my gospel. Congregation split. Walks of exit. Stays of solidarity. Klein defrocked weeks later. Scandal his own undoing. Alex's arc peaked in Eleanor's garden, planting bulbs with Mark. Now boyfriend. Official. Future blooms. Mark said, dirt-smudged kiss chaste but charged. Jordan, ever wingman, officiated a commitment picnic. Quilts spread, toasts to twists. Yet one final turn. Ray, at group, met Daniel, widower, gentle eyes. Sparks, slow burn. Eleanor's doing, Ray joked to Alex. Healing, full circle. Months blurred into autumn's amber, Willow Creek shedding leaves like old skins. The house, Alex's now, buzzed with life. Ellis and Kai weekenders, Lydia's apartment hunts, Mia's blog on by visibility going viral. Ray's group swelled, shadows stepping into light. Alex thrived at the cafe, lattes foamed with pride flags, tips doubling from supporters. Mark's stories ran in the dispatch, from banned to blessed, cementing their bond. Dates deepened, museums, midnight drives, whispers of forever, over stargazing. But tension simmered. A town hall loomed, budget vote on the LGBTQ center, Klein's remnants rallying cuts. Waste of taxpayer sin, flyers sneered. The family mobilized, petitions, bake sales, Eleanor's pies, rainbow-crusted, testimonies. Alex spoke, voice steady. This town's heart beats diverse. Fun love, not fear. Climax night. Hall packed, air thick. Opponents jeered, but allies, farmers, teachers, even ex-protesters, testified. Ray's turn. I was the bigot. Now, I'm proof change comes. Vote passed, 52 to 48. Cheers erupted, hugs amid ballots. Outside, rain, cleansing, fell soft. Post-vote, private reckonings. Ben came out as ally supreme, sponsoring youth programs. Lydia reunited with Sarah, a quiet wedding planned. Mia's book deal, quilting secrets. Ray and Daniel's first date. Fishing, confessions over trout. Scary as hell, Ray admitted to Alex. But good scary. Alex's deepest dive. Therapy, unpacking orphan aches, coming out scars. Mark joined sessions, their love a safe harbor. Eleanor's grave, under oaks, became pilgrimage, family picnics, stories shared. One November Eve, snow dusting, Alex knelt. Miss you. Thanks for the chaos. Wind whispered back, or maybe imagination. Final twist, a package, postmarked San Francisco. Theo's handwriting. Harlan's last letter, found in attic. For you. Inside, yellowed pages. Harlan to Theo, forgiving self, urging Ray to love without chains. And a codicil. Tell my grandson, you're the brave I couldn't be. Tears froze on cheeks. Alex shared it at Christmas. Expanded table, Ellis's kin included. Toasts to ghosts, futures. Ray pulled him aside. Proud kid. Like her. Us, Alex corrected. Circle complete. In quiet moments, Alex quilted. Eleanor's fabrics plus new. Mark's scarf swatch. Jordan's band tee scrap. Ray's flannel patch. Stitches mended, not hid. Love won. Not loud, but lived. Deep, dramatic, defiant. And in Willow Creek's heart, it bloomed eternal.